Start making your New Year's resolutions because it's the Christmas edition of the Big Sleepover Moviecast. And tonight we're doing the second of three older films, classic films that I watched in my family in the 90s. These are favorites of my dear mother and also fit the bill of semi-Christmas movies where Christmas maybe isn't the main thing, maybe it's part of it. The levels here don't really matter. It's just not Miracle on 34th Street, which is a great film. One I watched in the 90s too as a kid, but not what we're going to cover here on the movie cast. This film is a Christmas film. It says so right in the first title card, from 1955, directed by Michael Curtiz and shot in both VistaVision and Technicolor. From Paramount Pictures, it's We're No Angels. Now, Christmas is a backdrop, mostly, for this film. It is not the main focus. That said, let's see how much it plays a part. Now, they are on Devil's Island in French Guyana, and it is Christmas Eve and then Christmas in the film. Wonderful cast: Humphrey Bogart, Aldo Ray, the immeasurable Peter Ustinov, one of my absolute favorites of all time. You'll recognize him as the voice of Prince John in Disney's Robin Hood. Yes, the treasured one where Robin Hood is a fox. Also starring Joan Bennett, Basil Rathbone, who incidentally plays Sir Guy of Gisborne in Robin Hood, the 1938 edition. Leo G. Carroll, Gloria Talbot, John Baer, Leah Penman, and John Smith finish up the cast. It apparently received mixed reviews. It is a lighthearted film. I remember that. I don't think there's anything that dark or sinister about it. Peter Ustinov steals the show, as we would expect, and garnered $3 million in rentals. And I guess rentals is how they measure this film. Once they made a rentable version, they could actually track box office over, 50, 40 years, whenever this probably first came out. Now, I own this on DVD. There is a Blu-ray copy. I would suggest tracking it down. As with anything that was shot in VistaVision and or Technicolor, you want to see that. But luckily, TCM has a very high quality version of that, and that's the one we'll be streaming. So if you're going to watch TCM, which I recommend, check out the intros by the various TCM hosts. TCM has its own Mank from the Mank family. And there's often some hilarious things that originate on those intros that then make their way here on the Wikipedia article or IMDb. So we'll do the countdown right after that intro. I'll assume it's the exact same as if you pull up the DVD and scrub all the way back to 000000000. And we'll do the countdown from there. But if anything seems slightly off, try to triangulate based on what I'm talking about. And or if I, happen to say a line or something like that, that'll give you a perfect sync up. But I assume it'll sync up just fine. Everything is prepared, and let's begin the countdown. 3, 2, 1, play. Immediately you should see a Paramount picture and the logo and the sting playing. And VistaVision, now fading black right there. Okay, Humphrey Bogart, Aldo Ray, Peter Ustinov. So interesting that I didn't mention in the intro, the director here, very, very famous, very, very great director, and also directed that version of Robin Hood. Also directed Casablanca, my pick for the best, quote, film of all time. Not my favorite, but the best film to me that is a motion picture film. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, y'all. The color here is beautiful. It's a great transfer, even if it's being streamed through TCM right now. TCM does great work. Cannot recommend them more. Don't know if you can just give them a straight subscription or you need like a TV thing for it, which I happen to have, but support them. There he is. Casablanca. And if you haven't seen Casablanca, do yourself a favor. Merry Christmas from Devil's Island, 1895. And this song, thanks to Wikipedia, is the same tune that Elvis sang Falling in Love with You to. Wise men, I can't help falling in love. Love a donkey-pulled minstrel, don't you? I like a tropical island myself, so I know they're convicts. They're going to escape the island is the goal. But you know, if you could stay, wouldn't you? I'd like a little seaside village like that. Don't like all the military influence, but what are you going to do? And France's global domination. Ooh. Oh, bogey. Get that snake away from me. Just like in Robin Hood. Do you recognize Peter Ustinov now if y'all haven't watched or heard him before? The iconic voice. A bit. Ah, the barrel escape. And a little intervention by God. Back to France. Good, good distinction. I always remember feeling like Ray was, with that voice, the worst one out of character here. Not a lot to say other than interesting set design. The criminals exhibiting this playful attitude. Which gives them more of a chicanerous vibe, right? Rather than being murderers, although they obviously are. Bogey looks terrible, ashen. Then again, years of alcoholism and smoking those stogies did not help him a lot. Nice little forced perspective type thing there. I liked it. You can see it on the HD transfer. I mean, pretty dark for a Christmas movie, eh? Basil. And they're watching as I'm watching because here you're getting the plot force fed to you, which is kind of not good writing. Let's be honest, right? You don't want your main characters to just sit and watch. Handsome. They can just be public about being convicts. Mm-hmm. Christmas in the tropical regions. The chartreuse. A sex fiend. Ooh, who's the real crook? Threw some shade, woman to woman, because all women could do is get married. Yeah, much too much of this observing the dialogue. Forgot about this part as a kid. Easy payday for Bogey. Maybe that's why he wanted it. This guy's so calm about his situation, isn't he? Well, whatever he's smoking. Infinite patience, apparently. Maybe he has a monster hog. I mean, kind of. I guess they're supposed to be kissing more passionately, according to the script. A little Christmas tree. That weird, almost rabbit hole they went on. The French are so casual about having these escaped criminals work for them. But I guess I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. It's just the world they live in, I guess. Might as well invite the convicts in rather than have them prey on you otherwise. They're like, yeah, this is good soap opera. Except it's not. I personally would be bored of this story. It's not like they're going to do any work, so that's a great shot there. I don't like her bangs. I believe the hipster bang movement like that is over. That was a 2013 type thing, 2017. Her name's Amelie, like the other super popular film, which I'm not a fan of, by the way. Yeah, I feel like some of this is like, you know, really cheesy dialogue even for the time. Thus the mixed reviews. And this part is very slow. Like it's a bad idea to put the most charismatic people in your movie and just let them stand next to each other like that. But I get the angels analogy. They have to be looking down, but that isn't fun for 2 hours. So gonna need a little more intervention from these angels. Send the most rickety of the three down first. Can read well for a convict. There we go. But I mean, also, what a horrible human being. If no one else was around, would he have taken advantage of that poor young girl? He is a heathen and a thug. They're just sharing the water. Well done. Zip. Okay. He's the only thing saving this for me right now. Damn. He's kind of like a pit bull like man, isn't he? Uh, don't leave him to prevent the sexual assault. Good God. This film is darker than it's letting on, but it's a nice pass from of a prop. Jesus. The glances make this ridiculous. I mean, it's shot like screwball, but I mean, they're suggesting rape, they're suggesting assault, murder. Look at classic bogey charisma. he, he died. We're picking up now that we're focusing on the main three. Mm-mm-mm. Just bash it. Bash it. Come on. Just like the Fonz. Well done. And the lack of a score also adds to this because We have this goofy feel, but yet there's no whimsical music every second like you would expect in a goofy film. I mean, why would you just trust a convict, though? Again, maybe there's no other choice, but it seems like they could turn them in. Or maybe just these French people are so tolerant, remarkably progressive. Except they've already, insinuated many other crimes and have already stolen and done other things. She's fainted quite a lot. She should dress her new convict employees up a little bit. He's doing the books. Or just left it a mess. Again, all this silence in the film is interesting, right? Is there really no music? Oh, God. She still hasn't woken up. Hours later, and fainted 8 times. Much like a play, right? Exit, exit. That girl. I mean, he's so gruff. But he's staring at his fellow actors with whom he's obviously trying to take cues of rather than being more self-confident. So he's always looking for approval and or to follow Ustinov or Bogey. If he's going to sell, he needs to dress a little nicer, right? This is a, salesman 101 montage there. I don't sell a product, I sell an idea. Oh, so okay, so it's getting very mainstream Christmassy now. They're helping the family. The good is breeding within them. He wants a pleasant Yuletide. God. Nervous stomach, meaning it's shitting everywhere. God. Here we go. Another light theme for Christmas Eve. I mean, it's good advice compared to her going off to kill herself with a suitcase. At least he's aware of that. Very awkward exchange there, huh? Mm, how philosophical. Yeah, his exuberance reads even more modern than 55, right? Certainly not 1800s, turn of the century. Now, again, there's no specific plot set to Christmas. It is the backdrop. They are getting festive. I don't recall if there's any Jesus intervention. We'll have to see. And if there is, I'm going to request, please, that it's Jesus on a raptor, which for sure would not exist in 55. This is creepy. Stop smiling and start staring like that. At least he's restraining himself. Should have gone for the banana. Would have been more symbolic. What? All right. She's bipolar. Mm-mm. What I wouldn't give for 3 Ustinovs, though. That is a huge knife. Again, so much silence. It pulls you back to consider the gravity and reality of all this. I mean, do they think they're joking about the murders or the, you know? I think that's the French sentiment that's just not coming through exactly. Yep. So as much as we know about him, he sold bottled air, committed fraud, took people for millions of dollars, and then has been in jail for over 10 years. I mean, modern white collar crime, people don't go to jail for that long. Here comes the Jesus. Little on the nose. Ooh, so bashful. You keep robbing. And after all this, they keep them in the same clothes. Well, I guess it's only been one day. They made it a special moment. Wow. Effort. Nice. I like it. This does contrast with all the silent shots in the film. Ça va. Now, why would they do all this? Goodness of their heart? Because it's Christmas? Oh, a Scrooge. ADR recording. Very modern song for the time period. Again, there they go, watching. I like Ray better when he's serious and not grinning and trying to be, you know, merry band of thievy. Which I guess the first would be, you know what, like a Artful Dodger type band of mischievous street urchins, followed by 50s era West Side Story type stuff, and the flirty like behavior of recidivists. They've come too far now. They're too good. They weren't allowed inside, though. Strict cast lines must be drawn with the help. Okay. Oh, but a even richer, unmannered, or unsympathetic gentleman will appear. And why is he traveling on Christmas? I guess he'll explain, but. Mm-mm. Oh, okay, there you go. Paul. Jesus. Quarantined, but for bubonic plague? Ugh. Been there. Look at that gator luggage there. Louis Vuitton. Because he's French. He almost cracked up saying that. You. He's pre-engaged her. Wouldn't trust food brought by someone you have to speak that way to. It's gonna have ball sack all over it, man. The pineapple. A fruit. He said. Still got it. Classic Scrooge. Be visited by three ghosts tonight, won't you? Robbery, assault, and what? The big one. Big one seems a little sex fiendish, so possibly that. Oh, tisk task, don't worry. Mm, in front of him? Mm, it's a sexual thing with him, isn't it? Oh, rich people and shell companies. Lying, cheating, and stealing. But the innocence of the man and his family and the kindness they've shown them forces them to. Mm, admirable. So slow start, but a slow heat forming, right? We got the three characters now settling in. We have a overall positive vibe with them and the family. We now are entering what, Act 3? Act, Act 2? End of Act 2? Anyway, doesn't matter. Those are all arbitrary definition points in any story anyway. Mm, mm. Gotta warn him because at any given time he's about to do something horrible. the lock exploding at its thing. Pour it on. Is that his code for molested a lot of women? Jesus. He likes his product. Tell a teenager what to do. They'll say fuck you, but let them discover it for themselves. What a great parent and chef and bookkeeper and Renaissance man. Well, duh. Maybe they just ban convicts to this area, kind of like Australia. Murderers with morals. No even undershirt for poor Peter. And why wouldn't this young man want her? I know he's betrothed. Mm. I mean, yeah, there you go. Instantly seduced. Mm. I'll teach you. Mm. Wow. Yeah, her character changed very quickly. The confidence she needed was found immediately. Uncle Andre. Mm, my millions. Oop. I'm a maniac, which means you can't be tried for murder. Now, Peter Ustinov there with the little hair, with the little upward flip, that's in the sideburns. That's exactly my haircut from most of my life. That and his vague, possibly Jewish ancestry. We are one in the same, my friend. One in the same. Yeah, Ray is not a good actor, is he? And I guess he has a kind of interesting past, being a kind of outsider and not smart enough to get it or get away with it. Yeah, his Wikipedia is an interesting read. Go for it. But his physical prowess, though, radiates. Concise. So they're going to kill someone, meaning that ultimately, morally, they're still bankrupt. Snake in the box, right? Wow. He's not been feeding Adolf. Well, I guess it's only been one day, so Adolf needs some water, though. Snakes are surprisingly sensitive to their environments and not easy pets to take care of. An American, I believe, song, right? Taps for the Fallen. Or is that's Funeral March? Never mind. Is that what happens? I think you could have filtered out some of the Frenchness here that isn't fully captured or explained in the social behavior. Mm. So do it by accident. Yeah, I mean, he was just like, strong armed. But I guess they go right back to this confidence, this odd confidence that things just won't happen, even though they're said they're going to. It's a weird vibe that doesn't translate. I think that's the problem with this film. I do think it's a French attitude, but I'm not French, so I'm not 100% sure, but it reads as that. Bogey has that purple face that does not look healthy, right? It's beyond ashen, it's just purple. He's a legendary heavy, though, so there's a lifelong intensity behind him that is frightening, in his eyes, especially when he was young, frightening. Mm-mm-mm. Snake. It's so slow and so quiet that even the humor is lost. So I mean, I'm not saying chop it up because I don't like that either. But it's interesting. This film is interesting, isn't it? Oh, we've got some camera movement here on a little crane. What a shot. Very quiet death, no scream. You don't just die instantly, even from the most poisonous snake. Mm-hmm. A big loud broad. Adolf eats meat, bro. Oh, I love Bogues. Ooh, foreshadowing. So creepy. They've grown into their characters here. But yeah, being a general store slash with a mom who's a clothier, you think they would put them in some outfits after the Christmas dinner and all the service. They sell suits. I mean, you could give them something off the rack, as it were. I mean, if he's outside, let him go. Let him breathe free. Who knows when the last time they actually fed him, though? I know we've only been here one day, 2 days technically, or whatever, but they stayed up the whole night, too, right? I mean, or have I missed that part? Or I'll be having my own breakfast. Yeah, that whiny drollness of Ustinov, I love. Yes. Yes. Should not remember that the snake, I think they introduced the snake, right? Only the daughter knows, maybe? I don't know. Mm. Long scene here looking for Adolf that I don't think is needed. I mean, there's a house full of criminals, so who would get suspected? I see why any of this matters. You know, it's all very. Ustinov has some actual slippers, which I believe he had the sandals of the other two before. Mm. I mean, they still, by proxy, are sort of liable for his murder. They really skirted that edge by him forcing and taking the thing, but they've already committed numerous other crimes, so innocence is not a final word for them. Donald Trump, young Donald Trump, right here, right? Well done. Is it now? I see. Again, even keeled motherfucker. What a handsome guy he is, though, right? Mischievous as the day is long. Or what? Morally bankrupt as the day is long, but still. How many buttons did they wear on their blazers back then? Is that 3 high and tight or just 7? Pig's nipples. Yep, 8. Whew. Nasty. I'm a liar too, gentlemen. Or didn't you expect it? The future. Mm. No, it does not. It'll. Oh. Grim Reaper. Coral snake. Little fangs. Very poisonous. This is true. So I guess the silent death of the other one was not cause of alarm because of the small little coral snake. And you moron? Maybe. All snakes could be potentially dangerous. And so, by proxy, although they introduced the snake and would be liable in today's market for, or today's judicial situation, for what, involuntary manslaughter? Also, kind of like not reporting deaths and angel of death. Well, has he eaten anything? He's just killed a few things. I mean, again, the legalities here, the morality between right and wrong just happens so quickly. This family's so uber understanding of criminal intervention and a British euphemism in a French place. Okay. It's weird, but okay. A little striking surface on that match holder. Maybe if you didn't smoke so many cigars, your voice wouldn't sound like that. Either of y'all. Or drink all that liquor back there. Mm. Another handsome young blonde chap who these meddling uncles are going to put in that pee. Mm-hmm. Okay, good line for him. Mm. They got some nice razors to fade up Ray and all three, actually, right? Army brand fades on those boys. I love it. Doris Day looking mofo, isn't he? Although Doris Day's son is a musician, producer, who got wrapped up in some sort of thing with Marilyn Manson, right? Immediately lust sets in. He's been in the service, sleeping with, other men's feet and bunks in his face. Yeah, she's great. Go get her. Many, many references to Hitler here. Obvious, naming scheme. Although she just saw a corpse. So, I mean, you're traumatizing people. You're murdering them by proxy. But this is a strange film. I think, again, because it's the French. Oh, his broke cigarillo. Unless it's a Slim Jim. Yeah, what's he gonna say? What? Probably involves his penis, is what he was referring to. That's the joke, right? Something inappropriate. Quick judges of character, aren't they? Oh, here we go. Look at our threesome all dressed up, shiny, spiffy. Wow, Ray cleans up nice. I bet they did fix the roof. The syndicate of three here. Same curved cigar, they just lit it. They've killed. They've meddled. Back to France. He said the title of the movie. Okay. Oh, okay. There you go. Oh, one for Adolf, even though Adolf killed everyone. Again, they knew they had a poisonous snake. Oh, there's the prison. Jesus. Haunting. The Star of David. Or not David. Star of Bethlehem. Wow. What a weird film. Honestly. I'm glad I rewatched it. It's been many a year, and I was not aware of it. Whoa. Wow. There's the kind of fact you only get from TCM's bank. Okay. So hopefully you watch this on TCM too. Ooh, that's a weird film too, in first person POV. So hopefully you watch that outro with Ben Mank, and interesting story. And final thoughts. Again, most of it was captured as we were watching this, but things that stick out. One, it's a very slow movie. Lots of silence in it. This is in juxtaposition to the humor, the lightheartedness of these weird characters, murderers who have both a sense of decency and a strong sense of humor. But in fact, we never see them kill anyone. They do assume the positional figures of angels. They're up above. They, are guardian angels. They look out for this family. They make this family better off overall. And they blatantly just kill people who are at, best just a little greedy and not murderers. So there's that angle. I do think it's a kind of French humor that's lost in translation somewhere. I don't think the acting is great. I don't think the writing is really great, but it's weird and odd. Peter Ustinov is a dear and definitely saves this. Anyway, take care and happy almost New Year.